Hey guys, I'm just trying to work out some audio stuff right now. I could hear it on my own stream. I just want to make sure that my mic sounds good, the music's all working in the background, and everything's the way that it's supposed to be. Okay, so audio seems to be going good. Put that down a bit. Okay, I think we could just go into the game. Options, audio, turn master on, voice up, sound effect volume. Why changes? Cool. Let's think. My mic volume. Okay, I think the rest of it will be in game. And down a bit. We should be good to go. Okay, this is Griftlands run with Sal. Welcome any of you guys that are watching along. We'll just see how this goes. So, like some of my other runs, you might see I'm going to kind of get past a lot of the dialogue because one of these runs can take forever if you're just reading everything. But if you're playing it on your own, I would highly recommend going through and reading this stuff. 50 shells for sparring. Definitely worth it if I can get the money. I'll be probably looking for Admiralty contracts, find the offer, and then saving my money for those. Yeah, not an Admiralty contract. This one is. Okay, go for the bounty. It's not quite enough to get us there at the end, but so actually we've got a perfect set of 3. We're looking at if we're going to build a combo deck, some sustain for a bleed deck, sustain for a bleed deck, a nice combo hit card finisher for a combo deck, and then some defense for discard. I mean, I always tend to lead towards bleed anyway, so we'll go ahead and try that. This is the bar that all the Admiralty hang out at. The 2 guys that we can get talking to. Let's see if we can convince them to work for me. The Admiralty like me, which is how I started out, one of the bonuses I used to start out this run. So this is going to be a little bit easier off the bat to try and convince these guys to help. Okay. I'm going to take some damage by getting rid of that. Give me some of that money I need for... So, targets right now is I'm trying to earn 150 in order to get some sparring bonuses that'll help me throughout the whole run. And then I'm also trying to, well, that'll stop the damage there. That'll live. So maybe I go for taking out some of his other side arguments. It'll get hurt, but it'll live. There's no way I can save. So I can try to just take him out. If I go for dominance, I can almost guarantee that I can do it. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it not to lose a whole bunch of health this time. Definitely great in a diplomacy deck. You can see where it says common diplomacy card in the corner, but there's a diplomacy build that will discard and redraw, discard, redraw, discard, redraw this card, which is great. Draw one card, return it, return the next card you play to your draw pile. So this will cycle cards in, and incept or give them 2 doubt. So this will deal damage on their side from them. I think I'm gonna take that card. So I can get money every morning if I give him money. But I think I'll be done. I can always try and get him again. I can intimidate him for the info and he'll have a diminished opinion of me. Or I could beat the info out of him. Okay. Well, he's not going to like me anyway. I might as well try and beat it out of him. Defense. Now, again, I'm trying to like slow the first couple combats down. As long as there's not a massive amount of damage coming through, being able to kind of slowly chip away and gain a bunch of experience on all your cards is usually the way to go. So he's not doing any damage to me this time, but just being able to gain the experience and all those defensive cards, they're making them better, faster. Some defense. Or 8 will help keep him alive. And then I can cripple him, so he'll deal less damage. Again, just slowly chipping away at him, maintaining my full health, but upgrading as many cards, getting as much cards as I can, just leveled up. This is a good bleed card. It's definitely one of the only AoE bleed cards I have right now, if it can get discarded. So it's, if you have some discard cards already, you could like hybridize your deck, giving it bleed. I'll pick it up. We'll see. There's some good defensive bleed cards. He ended up not liking me anyway, but kind of is what it is. He was gonna not like me if I intimidate him. At least that way I can level up some of my combat cards. He's not gonna like me. Also, this is gonna be a harder combat. It's gonna be one I want to get rid of faster. He's not going to deal me any damage. He's probably just going to give me something, some negative status effect. So I can go ahead and just apply a bunch of debuffs of bleed and wounds to him. Gave me a heal, which I'm not okay. Wasn't bad at all. The bad thing is it costs 3, which is a full turn. But I'm gonna end up taking, well, essentially all 7 damage because it's piercing. But hopefully I'll grab that heal card again. Healed a little bit, but the bleed helped kind of negate that. So it's piercing anyway, so I might as well. You can tell it's piercing because the yellow shield icon instead of the red. Piercing goes through all of your block or defense that you could put up. So 9 bleed will push him close to being done with this fight. And he's going to be surrendering this turn anyway, so I might as well just... Oh, never mind. Accept to surrender. I don't necessarily want to kill him. I don't want to deal with a bunch of people hating me right off the bat. Improvise a card from your discard and gain 4 defense. It's not bad just for a 4 defense card. 1 for 4 defense is just like a regular defense. You get a little bit of bonus. So it's worth taking. Gain 1 combo or draw a card. Drawing a card is always good. Refreshing your hand. Oh, he hates me. Probably not that bad of a bane for him to hate me. I can't drink, which means I have to... Drinking is something you could do at bars to restore your resolve. Just keeping that in mind in the future that I'm not going to be able to use that aspect of the game because I have a debuff associated to it. Same the bounty. Gain the money. 200. I can give him his fair share. I can give him a generous share, which is 27. He'll get an improved. He may. So I'm going to gain 75 every morning from him just by giving him a generous share, which is good because next morning I'll have 75 more. Healing springs to heal health. I can gain a card. May go to heal, and then check out the stores to see if I can get. I chose the less amount of health. The healing for more gives you tipsy, which is a negative debuff card. Definitely want sparring, 150 shills. So now all my defense cards are 1 better. Just checking out what kind of missions that are available. I can upgrade a card, remove a card. Looking at my negotiation deck. I don't really have anything I want to remove. Like I may remove a red card. Upgrading a card definitely, though. I'll upgrade. So instead of getting a wider range of cards, I always tend to go towards the upgraded cards. They're a narrower set of better cards to get. Again, not a Admiralty, but it's going to be this upgraded, harder mission to do. Oh, no, that she's with the Religious Order. So I don't have an Admiralty mission here. I'm just going to make this harder to do. So 1-star combat, 1-star negotiation, 2-star combat and negotiation. You get a bonus payment here. You get a card here. I'm going to go here for money. If I can get to another 150 and get another but can't pick it up. Okay. This is also good. This has a hidden thing where it's remove one of your arguments and gain 2 actions. So a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to remove one of my buffs. But this could actually target debuffs too. So something that's supposed to be bad, it can actually help you and give you more actions. It's a good card. So I don't want to drink. I'm going to have that debuff that if I do drink, I'll gain the ulcer. Okay, so this is going to be a little rough because ask about the package. I can convince him to sell me the package. I really don't want to beat him up. That would be bad because he's a Admiralty shop owner, and to have him beat me up would be or to beat him up would cause people to dislike me, and I don't necessarily want that. Not in this run, not when you work so hard to get someone to like you off the bat. So I don't want my influence to die there. That's enough for it to survive at least. What that influence is doing, for people that don't know, it's making all my green cards, instead of having a damage range, it just automatically does the maximum amount of damage. I'll get him a little bit. This is when destroyed, draw one extra card at the start of your next turn. That's good. This will be a full block, so I can focus on offensive cards. And then just punch in for some damage. I don't necessarily want to spend my money. This is a particular battle where I could pay him off, and he's going to give me cards that allow me to spend money in order to do things. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep my money as much as possible, because I'm definitely spending that money on upgrades. Since I already have a full block, I don't necessarily want to block anymore. Ooh, I did not see that in my hand. That's on me. Made a mistake. Two influence, and then I'll end this. Jam. I like this song. So I don't want to spend my influence, and I'm not necessarily building a dominance or hostility style deck. So, and then I already bought the upgrade from her. Deliver her package. Gaining an extra attack at the start, one extra action at the start of the combat is nice, but it's 100 chills compared to the 150 I'd need for another sparring. Oh, gotta go to Friend in Trouble. We'll see who this is. He likes me. If I save him, he'll move up to loved, and I'll get a bonus. I can try and convince him to leave, and he'll not like me, or I can attack him. I have a boss fight coming up. I'll try the convince first. He's going to go to dislike no matter what. I think I may have a better chance of... so I can apply 3 Composure, which will negate that. There you go. He's not going to like me no matter what. If I fight him and punch him in the face, or if I talk him down. So the trick here is the cat makes it so that I can't see what he's trying to do. I can take the cat out first, and then I see that he's putting 4 here. If I was going to apply the 3 there just to defend myself, then I would have wasted it. So I'll go ahead and put that there. And do I want to make this go a little longer? I guess I can. I'll fully defend the influence, and I'll get the experience on those cards. And I'll fully defending also does a little bit of damage back to him based on his double edge. I can fully defend myself, which will add a little bit of damage back to him. And I can actually, I'll give myself a dominance. I'll spend that dominance for more actions, and then I'll use the one with more experience on it to fight, and the one with less. You didn't necessarily have to order those last 2 in that way. No more hostility. It's gonna... I could ask an Admiralty member to help me in combat every day. Which is a good little buff, but not necessarily something that's like 100% needed. So he's graphs, and she is combat cards. If I choose to go with him, I'll get graphs for cheaper, and then my combat cards in the future will cost more. If I choose to go with her, my combat cards will cost cheaper, but my graphs will cost more. Graphs, I think, are better for you in the long run. They kind of shape how an overall combat deck is gonna get a form, so while my cards will be a little bit more expensive, I'd rather my graphs be cheaper. Let's go ahead and do this mission. So he's gonna hate me if I just pull the graft out of his head, but also get one for free. Or I could try and convince the shopkeeper to reconsider. I don't know what his debuff is off the top of my head. He's one of the civilian laborers. Well, let's get the free graft and have him hate me. So the opponents will start with an additional argument. That's a little rough on negotiation, but we'll see how that goes. I got the one negotiation graft that'll deal a little bit of damage at the beginning of each of my turns, which is nice, but... Alright, so let's look. We're looking for bleed. Bleed decays at 33% instead of 50%. At the start of your turn, apply 1 bleed to all enemies. All these are great. Targets with bleed. This is perfect for a bleed run. Arterial scanner. We'll grab that one. I couldn't afford the highway robbery. Or I don't. Highway robbery gives you a lot of money, but it also you don't have control over who you're robbing. So you don't have control over who's gonna hate you, which is rough in a run. So I'm gonna take the 3 HP loss, but upgrade a card that needs a lot more experience. 4 defense. So still 1 card, but 6 defense. With the training that I've gotten so far, that'll be 7, which is good. And if I had 150, I can go here and get another sparring. I don't right now. We'll see. Day 2, you could usually get a lot of money, so let's convince the bouncer to help us. Give ourselves that dominance. This will potentially block all the damage. We'll see. So it didn't. There's a kind of a high roll on that part. I'm gonna get rid of the cat so I can see where the damage is going. So it's all going to my influence. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. That'll stop 4. And this will stop an additional 3, so my influence will survive, at least, but it won't thrive. I can put that on myself, try and mitigate any of that additional splash over. Might as well give myself some dominance, because any influence would have just been lost. And that card will upgrade, it only needed 1 experience left. So 3 will spill over, and the other 4 will probably hit me in the face, being reduced. That'll be a full complexion. And I'll gain bonus actions on my next turn. Because this turn I've already completely deflected all of the damage that was coming in. This turn it'll give me a little bit extra to do. So I can gain some dominance. I could use that dominance that makes the red card a little better. The influence will make the green card a little better. I might as well use it to eat the dominance just to put experience on the card. Yeah, man, I'm gonna try for a full clear. I don't know. This game can go tits up real fast. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. Last time was kind of demoralizing. You get all the way through to like the final boss, and you end up not being able to pull it off. So far, this run's going pretty well. Ugh. This will actually thin that deck out. By taking a bunch of cards to destroy it in negotiations, that'll thin the negotiation deck out a bunch. Ooh. A ton of damage coming in. I think I'll just try and mitigate it. The bouncer can deal a ton of damage by Purcell. But you gotta like keep her alive. So that'll be the intent. Throwing the defense on her is gonna keep her alive for this. He's charging up his gun. So basically with this is a day one boss. It's in the bar fight. He'll go through 2 turns of like charge, and then 1 turn of like a massive attack. So doing the bleed stacking now so that he on the turn he does the massive attack, I can add my defense is the way you want to go about it. Or I think you should go about it. So this turn is when he's going to do his huge hit. I could defend almost all of it. I did end up defending all of it. Okay, so now he's back to the turn after. I can apply some bleed. He's going to do a little bit of damage, but not a whole lot. Then I could heal up with that leech. Again, just a little bit of damage. Gonna spread around some of that health. So I could gain more mitigation, but we do also eventually want this battle to end. So I'll take a little bit of damage there just to deal some. He is not dealing any damage this turn. He's going to be starting his like charge up sequence. So go ahead and start stacking the bleeds. There you go. Let's see what boss stuff we get. Boss card. Spines is a good boss card. This is pretty good. So it's going to be every time I gain defense, I also will gain stacks of counterattack. I'm not super big onto this. This, while being a diplomacy card, heals both me and my opponent. So I'm not like, I don't necessarily want to give my opponent hell. So I'll take the money. 4 defense and 3 counters, great. 4 defense and heal 4. Pick a graft. 2 people randomly hate me. Enemies no longer surrender. Ooh, the 1 action is really nice. Having to kill everyone means that you gotta pick your combats wisely. I'll take this one just for the not having to kill everyone. Because if I don't have to kill the assassin in night 2, and I don't have to kill, like it's night 1. If it was later on in the game, I probably would have taken the extra action in order to not kill people, but so I gained the 75 money from having that guy like me, which is a great boost in the beginning, because I'm already most of the way towards buying the other upgrades. I think it's his upgrade. Yeah. So when I come back here to turn this in, as long as I can make the 55 in this mission, then let's get to work. So it's worth 213, which is perfect. It'll be enough to get another bonus of sparring.